We live and we lit, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube, we got Hakeem sleep. So hopefully he don't wake up. A lot of people mad about the topics that we've been dropping, the Charleston Whites and all that. Hey man, I'm just doing what my wife said to do, follow the trend and thing, and it's starting to give me more plays. So we'll be doing a lot more of those trending topics. And we're gonna be also dropping the tapes for you the people that want the knowledge, that say that those tapes are distractions. We ain't distracting you. We just reporting live. The hood anchor man. Shout out that brother B Dale. He be putting out the anarchy classes if you're listening. We back at you again. We're gonna be hitting you non-stop today. We got the Life Wave class tonight. The class has officially been moved to 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time. So keep that in mind on that class. You know we had to do this one. Get them in the building. We're gonna do the origin of Thanksgiving. Last month we did the origin of Halloween. Next month we'll be doing the origin of Christmas. So get them in here and tell them we're doing the origin of Thanksgiving. Now this might not be what you think it is, because once you find out really what Thanksgiving is all about, you but we still celebrate. I still celebrate Thanksgiving. I like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving one of my favorite holidays, even though I know the true origin of it. But to give you the true origin of it, but it's one of my favorite holidays. Why? Because the family come together and eat and kick it, and it's always was a good time for me. It was always positive for me, even though the origin of it is when you get the origin of it, it's real. It's devastating. It ties into what all we've been putting out. Right, that Charleston White rainwater exposed tape is lit though. I ain't gonna freak with you. Charleston White exposed rainwater. Said Mo 3 up. But that's for my that's for a certain crowd. We doing this tape for the crowd that like the knowledge, non-stop knowledge and action. Go check out the Rod Hayes question, open vortex question and answer tape. That joint is lit. That joint is lit, man. Nobody get into it. Nobody get ready to share my screen. We giving them time to get in here, bro. We giving them time to get in here. We dropping them non-stop back to back. Like I say, we got the Life Wave class tonight. You don't want to miss it. All right, we got to do one more thing, and then we can take off. Hey, my two favorite seasons is fall and spring. I like fall because of Thanksgiving falls and fall. I like fall because it rain a lot. I like rain. I like it to rain a lot. Something about the rain that I like. All right, let's switch to this laptop, and then we'll get the thumbnail open up. You know, we got to hit you with these. We're clearing it up, man. We're walking you across the months. So we're gonna do all the holidays every month. So we ain't got to do that no more. That's gonna be in the archives. That's gonna be in the archives, right? So we're gonna walk across the land. Pretty ready. Oh yeah, we're walking you across the land on this side of the land, because American Heritage Day is on November 25th. And also this class that we're doing right now ties in with the 25th day of the month.
This is not a keep in mind, this is not a worldwide celebrated holiday. This is only in America. Everybody get to why it's only in America and what was going down, what was happening, why are we celebrating this holiday, Thanksgiving. All right, let me get some pulled. Look at the thumbnail. We got you. Keep it in mind, if you've been following me and Rod on the Dirty Moors and the Etruscans, all this is tying into that. The people who came over here and Leo's children. All right, keep in mind. Keep in mind, well, we ain't gonna be saying a lot of tapes that we're gonna drop because niggas be stealing our titles before try to do it before we do it so they can say we got it from them. But we'll tell them one we're gonna do, and we're probably gonna do that one tomorrow or the next day. And one of them is called The Story of Pocahontas. Even though y'all all know the story of Pocahontas, we're gonna tell it again because it's more detailed. We may talk about it a little. And her real name was Montaoka. All right, let me get the chat pulled up, man. Yeah, the origin of Thanksgiving. Say Thanksgiving too, first. Hey, Rob out for all my people in for this evening class. We got Haru here already, so we ain't had to go get him so we could get on right now. Like I said, we got the Life Wave healing class. When I tell you that shit's gonna be lit. That's gonna get 1 million plays right there. That tape right there, man. That Life Wave tape. Because it's gonna be, and then he going live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So it's gonna be big tonight. It's a big event. Now, we as Nubians on Thanksgiving, peace to the gods. We're gonna be barbecuing, roasting turkeys, frying turkeys, all these different things, drinking wine and all this. All these bad foods. We're gonna probably talk about some of those bad foods tonight. I'm probably gonna ask Lifeway what kind of foods can we do for Thanksgiving to be more healthier from now on, since we're gonna keep on doing this holiday, even though some people might say, fuck it, I don't want to do this holiday after I tell them what this all about this holiday. But because we just talked about the October holiday, that's Halloween. We were talking about the harvest month. Right? We hear a lot of people out here did some shit on it and they just missing a couple pieces, man. When they do their thing, man, you know. But the origin of Thanksgiving comes from the Pilgrims. And keep in mind, the whole time they were telling you that the Pilgrims were white folks. They even show the natives as white. None of this is true. The Pilgrims look like us, but they ain't us. They the people that Rod Hayes said that look like us, but ain't us. They were the niggas with the Willow Peaks, man. I'm telling you, man. Who came over and landed on Plymouth Rock. Remember, Malcolm X said Plymouth Rock didn't land on us. I mean, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. These people, these Etruscans, these Pilgrims were dark skinned, just like me and you. No white folks. White folks didn't start coming over to 1715. Really, like some of them were coming over, but they were escorted by these people, the Moors. These people are Moors, Pilgrim Moors, and some of their religion was Jewish, which is why we saying, oh, you got some people like Kanye West that say, oh, these Jews. It goes back to these people, these Pilgrims. This is where it started over here with us. Thanksgiving is where it started with us over here, as far as us getting jacked. And it started really with Montaoka, and also going to, but this is one of another key pivot points of it. Besides going all the way up to Woodrow Wilson and all that, Franklin America, we got that tape already. Woodrow Wilson, Franklin America. Like I said, we're getting to Pocahontas. We're gonna even do we even do Black Friday too for you, Chris. We'll do Black Friday too. We'll drop that tape before next week out. But keep in mind, in all the movies, every damn thing they show us, they make everybody white. But we gotta learn now that everybody wasn't white. Everybody was niggas. They don't want to tell you that these people were Moors who came over in the 1600s and landed on Plymouth Rock. And the type of climate over here is different from where they come from over in Europe. These Moors who were getting exiled, I remember 1476, 1478, Spanish Inquisition. These people were some of these people were on the run from that, and some of these people were working for these guys. But the guys in the black, these guys in these black was working for the Jesuits, and they are really wizards, these pilgrims. We're going to explain what I mean by they really chemists and wizards, because they the one that gave us smallpox as a gift. Thanksgiving, they gave us gifts because when they came over, right, and landed on Plymouth Rock, it was during the winter time. Hold on, let me see if I got a picture of it. It was during the winter time when they came over and landed on Plymouth Rock. So it was cold. And keep in mind, there wasn't no damn 13 colonies. See these dark-skinned Indians? See these guys? They got them as white, but they really were dark-skinned Moors, Etruscans. Yeah, the gift of death, smallpox. Okay? So what happens is these guys come over and they really were that they knew how to they came from an area where it was the vegetation was different because it's mostly a cold climate and mountain climate over in Europe where these Moors came from. And keep in mind, they got them white here, but they really were dark-skinned people. Some of them came as Catholics later. We'll talk about them too, the Knights of Templar. But these beings is coming as Jewish beings under the Judaism religion, right? And they dark-skinned Moors with these hats. The one that sells Christopher Columbus over here was a member of these beings. We'll show you a picture of him. I think I got a picture somewhere of him. He was a dark-skinned guy. That said a Moor who sailed Christopher Columbus over here. But let's get down to it. They came over here and it was during the winter time. And so people were dying out. And what we did is we brought them food at first to survive that winter. Some of them survived, but a lot of them died when they came over here. Some of them survived. The ones that survived during the next seasons, we Native Americans, the dark-skinned Indians, the beings that were over here first, right? This is one of the dark-skinned Indians. And they were dealing with the Iroquois. The Iroquois was in Massachusetts. Keep in mind, Plymouth Rock is in Massachusetts. The Iroquois, the Massachusettsians, the old dirty bastard tribe, the P-Funk or George Clinton people, some of them is really Rod Hayes and Mike Tyson and all them people that come from that tribe. Some of them are Massachusettsians migrated to Detroit, Chicago area. Some of them even migrated all the way as far as Seattle, Washington, and Canada, and California. So we'll get into that too on when we walk you across the land. And so these pilgrims, when they came over, they wouldn't have made it through the winter. Let me show you this picture right here. This is one of the queen. This is a Native American queen that was over here when these pilgrims came from the same tribe as Pocahontas. That's what they look like. And I think this was the portrait that they said there was a Pocahontas. But they got Pocahontas as being white. She wasn't white. She was a dark-skinned Washita Native American Indian. from a Pacific tribe. Starts with a P. I think it was in a minute. But all those women, her tribe wore the nose ring. They were offspring of the Shoshone. But these, we'll get into her, but John Smith looked like these people. John Rolfe looked like these people. They were Moors from England, not white people. We didn't mix our seed with white people like that. White people raped us to get their seed in us. We didn't mix our seed willingly with no Caucasians, man. Come on, man. No offense. We ain't teaching racism here. Keep that in mind. We're teaching the facts, the truth. So did you say Rod Hayes and Mike Tyson are from the same tribe? Yeah, that's right. Look, put Mike Tyson and Rod Hayes next to each other and look at the features. Rod Hayes is the Mike Tyson of the conscious community. He knocking niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get my water. Dang. I can pour up smoke. Yeah, so these beings came over and it was on the winter. A lot of them died out because they couldn't survive over here in this type of climate. And it strikes me funny why couldn't they could survive in the winter when they came from Europe and it'd be cold over there. So that was another thing. And then, okay, so we gave them food to survive through this winter. Then on the next period, and I know why, it's because they couldn't survive because the food, right? The food is why they couldn't survive, because when they had exhausted their food on the way over here, and then they didn't know how to fish in this type of area where we was. Plus, they was on the shores, and they didn't know how to plant food to survive that winter in the sand. So a lot of them died out, and the ones that survived is because we helped them, us, the natives over here that look like her. And we show you other pictures of what they look like. And then, so because we helped them survive that winter, and then during that summer, the next spring, we taught them how to plant food in the sand and how to grow food and how to fish to catch a whole bunch of fish and all this stuff right here, right? The natives over here, we taught them how to fish on our terrain. They didn't know how to fish on our terrain. So that's how you know we ain't the same people as these people. We ain't the same people. So we taught them how to fish on our terrain. We taught them don't throw away the fish goods, take the fish goods and make fertilizer out of them and put it into the sand, and then plant your plants in the ground, your seed with a fish goods hit, and it'll fertilize the ground to help it grow. Don't get rid of the fish goods. We taught them how to plant their food, and they grew a whole bunch of food and made it. And when the next winter came, they had saved up a lot of food, and they was like, "Man, we glad that y'all showed us how to grow food." So they invited us to a dinner, and this became the dinner that they called Thanksgiving. And they didn't have turkey at that time back then. They had like roasted duck, lobster, different seafood because they was close to the shore. And so they invited, because we showed them how to catch these crabs. We showed them how to catch these lobsters. Right? Hey, right by everybody in the building, if you want to show us some love, don't do the super chat. Drop it in the Cash App. We drop the Cash App in the links, man. We take $1, $10, $5, whatever you got. If you want to really put your brother in the game right now, for real, send him $100. You'll really put him in the game. We non-stop today. Peace. Peace to everybody in the building. All right. So, yeah. So, like I said, they invited us to a dinner of native, and it was the Iroquois, the people that was in the area of Massachusetts. So there was only one tribe. Not everybody was involved with this. It started, part of the infiltration was part of the infiltration right here. with these alchemists who came over here, who really was playing dumb on us and really took us out later. So in that at that dinner, they gave us these blankets and different clothing and materials and stuff. We didn't want their boots and none of that because they were wearing wooden boots and shit. Some of them when they came over here. These niggas were wearing wooden boots, a certain type of boot that we didn't wear over here. Like Rod Hayes say, look at the shoe type, and there's also can tell you the natives from the other people. See me, I wear moccasins. I got all the colors of moccasins because I'm a native. All right. Some of them are wearing wooden shoes and all that, especially them white boys when they came over here. We'll get into that too. But they handed us blankets and clothes and like different other artifacts that had poison on it, smallpox, which they brought over from Europe. And this began wiping us out. Smallpox. So genocide, Thanksgiving really is about a genocide from people that look like us, that we helped, that ain't us. They coming to really take over our land and establish and colonize us and establish the 13 colonies. Yeah, smallpox is the name of the disease. I'm about to do a little bit more research. Maybe I'll ask Lifeway tonight. What's the connection between chickenpox and smallpox? Is that like the same thing? So maybe somebody can drop that in the chat if they know anything on that. Right, we over here, we did the boot too. Hey, we did Sister Karima, we did the boot too. But the boot was incorporated later when the Moors came, when these pilgrims came. At first, we was only feathers. We was only feathers and one feather and moccasins. And then when these Moors came and started mixing in with us, and that's when the Wild Wild West type of scene, 2 guns on the hip, certain type of cowboy boot thing came about too. When these Pacific Moors were coming in, because you see how they had it looked like a cowboy hat. These pilgrims, right? This really like a cowboy hat right here. They really wearing the cowboy hat. See, natives wear this right here really like a wizard cap. So we're gonna do the origin of hats. We might do the origin of hats because it's a lot of scientific and tribal things behind these hats too, right? But if you look at this hat, this is like a witch hat. These pilgrims, right? And so the cowboy style thing was incorporated into our culture a little bit later, in connection with the beings that were coming over with this hat and a certain type of boot that they was wearing from Great Britain. You know, the Great Britain, they wear that long type boot. Let me show it. Let's see if we can get a picture of the British Guard boots. A lot of y'all wear them, y'all call them jock boots. This is what the Moors were wearing when they came over here from England. Hold on, let me show you. And these pilgrims were wearing these boots. They're like some black long boots. We didn't wear those over here. We wore moccasins. It's called, let's see, the British Guards boots. It's like the long black boot. Okay, see the boot that they wear? This type of boot, this type of shit they was wearing, like this right here, this type of shoe, but more of the longer one. Okay, like here, this is how it look right here. This is what they was wearing right here. Let's save it so I can blow it up. These Moors that came over here. Keep in mind, we were Moors over here too. We'll get to that when we walk across the land. But they were another type of Moors that wasn't us. That's why they did us like they did us. Okay, what them boots hit? All right, so they were wearing more on a style of this type of boot. And this is a cat where the British boot style comes from. I mean, the cowboy boot style come from these British, which were really Moors. Keep in mind, the British were the Moors. We already broke that down on the King George tape. King George was a Moor. King George III, the first, the second, and his grandmother Annie, who built Buckingham Palace, was a Moor. They were dark-skinned beings. Go back and watch, like I said, the King George tape. So the dark-skinned beings who came over here with the period, they were wearing these type of boots. This boot was later incorporated into the cowboy boot. The Moors started these boots. The dark-skinned Moors. The British. British means covenant, the great covenant, Great Britain. What covenant? The covenant of the Moors. What covenant? The Moorish Empire. The British Empire is the Moorish Empire, brother and sisters. Get Queen Elizabeth out of your head. They infiltrators. They infiltrated the throne after King George III, where they chased his whole family. The Knights of Templar chased his whole family and executed all of them. And then put a fake child onto King Prince Edward, who was King George III's son, and she really was a Deru, daughter of a Deru named Queen Victoria. And from her, that's where you get the bloodline you're dealing with now over there in Great Britain. The original bloodline was dark-skinned people who wore these hats. They wear them now at the racetrack, the horse racetrack. They call them jock boots. You niggas are the first jocks. You twi man. That's twi man or jock mate are the real starter to jocks. The Moors used to use the twi to race their horses. Why? Because the twi is real small and they light in weight. Man, I don't want to crack niggas' head, man. You know what? Make sure you ain't got no ball cap on, okay? Make sure even the hat that they wearing right here, the Joe drum majors in the band wear these hats because it's influenced by the Moors. But let's show you this though. Horse jockeys, they like them, if you know anything about, because my dad trained horses. My dad a native, he trained horses. Okay, they like them horse jockeys to be real small and short. That's the twi, right? The twi. So the Moors were using these twi because the Moors were the ones that were setting up these horse racing things coming out of Great Britain. We didn't really race horses like that over here. We just raised horses and rode them, and the horses was our main source of transportation, right? Over here. But we didn't race them unless we were just playing around, in the tribe, just, seeing who horsed the fastest. So we did race them on that matter, but we didn't race them like on this matter. The British was doing this, and they were using the twi man as the jocks, which is why right now to this day, if you go to a track, all the jocks are small little niggas. Hey man, we're just breaking everything down piece by piece as we go. But like I say, we don't know shit. Right now, we tapped into the plug, the source, Big Mama's energy, and Big Mama is sending down the message. We don't know nothing. I don't know shit. Don't quote me. Now I didn't know this. This right here just popped in my head while I'm talking about the jocks and tied in with the twi and the boots that they wear. See the boots they got on? I see those boots is that come from the British, and them boots is how we incorporate the cowboy boot over here by mixing this boot with the moccasin. A cross between the moccasin, or because we were making moccasins out of different types of skin, mainly buffalo skin. Right? We didn't kill birds over here. We didn't kill birds. Native culture, in our culture, we consider birds as spiritual animals, so we didn't kill birds. So we used buffalo skin to make these moccasins, right? Hold on, let me show you. Let me save a picture of the moccasins so you can see what's going on. All this gonna tie into Thanksgiving, man. But the boot in that cowboy hat style is coming from these Moors. Oh look, damn, not the Indian Ocean. Okay, let me show you the style. This is the type of shoes that I wear. I'm gonna show you. The people that met me at see, we had this type of shoe, and we didn't even we had the long one and the short one. Hold up, go back. All right, like let me say this picture right here so I can show you. My wife got a pair of these. See, my wife got a pair of these, like these, and I just got her another a while back. Hold on, let me show you. Like, okay, this style, is it gonna let me save it? All right, these were the style we were wearing over here. We were wearing moccasins. Right? We got a couple pair of these, different kinds. This is my favorite shoe right here that we're like, especially like during this time of the year. So I don't do all the name brand shoes because they don't do shit for us, but I stick to my culture. And this is my shoe right here. This is my type of shoe. I got the black one, brown ones, the blue ones, green, different colors. But this color and the black ones is my favorite. My dad is what he wear. Everybody wear these of my family. Right here, these size, these kind, and he got different kinds. But this what we was wearing over here, moccasins. They were wearing them boots, so it wasn't no cowboy boots until after they started mixing in with us, and we incorporated their shoes into our shoes and came out with the cowboy boot. Skin. We used the skin of alligator and ox skin and this and that of that nature. In ancient Kemet, we didn't wear that type of shoe. We more in ancient Kemet, we was more on this type of shoe. That's why I think, damn, this shoe looks similar to the moccasins. The ancient Kemetic shoes look similar, like this would be like an ancient Kemetic shoe right here. The ancient Kemetic loafer type shoes look similar to the moccasins. That's why I said, damn, that shows a real connection between the footwork in ancient Kemet with the Egyptians, the Afar people, and the people over here, the natives, because we already know that's a big connection. That's really the same people. So I thank Rod Hayes for pointing out that connection. He said, man, look at the foot game. When you look at the foot game, they can tell you another part of the culture, because different cultures have different types of shoe game. Like, and then now over here in America, we got all the different cultures mixed in over here. That's why we don't know that what original foot shoe game was over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like in America, we got Italian shoe game. Like this right here be like more of an Italian with really Moors, because the Italians got their swag from the Moors. So this would be more of Italy. In Italy, the Moors in Italy swag. The pimp swag come from the Moors in Italy. So most of my pimps, they dressing these type of shoes and clothes, silk type clothes, with them clothes coming from Italy, which were the Moors are wearing these type of shoes. And this is the kind of a play on or connection between the ancient Egyptian shoes, right? So the foot game is a big connection. And then you got Italian shoe game, like I said, you got like the tennis foot, this new tennis shoe type foot game. They're just not coming out with that in America. But over here in America, the original shoe game is moccasins. The original shoe game is moccasins, man. Jordan needs to come out with a moccasin if he want to be doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Come out with a moccasin. Don't be stealing my shit. Hey, Jordan, Nike, anybody, y'all steal my shit, I better have a check in the mail, my nigga. The original shoe game over here is moccasins. What are you wearing those shoes? Because when I go into the new church, so they have, yeah, you look, cop you some moccasins, man. That's our native gear. But back to what I was saying, I don't want to get sidetracked. So what we're dealing with is we helped these beans through a winter and showed them how to plant and grow. And what do? They show you white folks, but they really were dark-skinned beings. White folks wasn't even this high up then. White folks didn't really get on until 1837. 1837 is when they started to get on. And they really didn't get on until a little bit after that. When Queen Victoria took over, that's the throne. That's when they really started getting on. But it starts. The first start of that goes back to Queen Isabella and the Pope, 1476, 1478. Spanish Inquisition. Anybody coming to ain't telling you about the Spanish Inquisition and they talking about freeing you, automatically know they up to something. They up to some kind of game. They up to some kind of game. If they come and telling you about they helping you out and trying to free you and get your mind free, and they ain't told you about the Spanish Inquisition, you guys to be crazy. You guys to be crazy. Hold on, let me put me some of this tea, man. Hold up. We about to get lit. We just not getting started, YouTube. Yeah. So we help them. They throw a party for us for helping them with the food that they grew with things, and they invite us to a party and give us smallpox and blankets and shit. Keep in mind, around this time, it was about 500 million of us over here. It was 500 million natives broke off into different tribes. The tribes that they were mostly attacking right here in that area was in the area of Massachusetts, which was the Iroquois of the Massachusetts and the Shinnecock people. And there's like 2-3 more other tribes up in that area. And they wiped out hundreds of millions of people. This is the real Holocaust. Thanksgiving is the real Holocaust. They're telling you about Adolf Hitler's Holocaust. No offense to my Jews who Adolf Hitler was slaughtering. Like they said, Adolf Hitler was taking them out. We're going to get y'all had it. But to wipe out 400 million Native American Indians with different style, and they just went, smallpox was the start of it to get us wiped out. And every time they would come back, they give us a poison. Some kind of thing that started killing us off so they could clean off that land and set up the 13 colonies so they can start colonizing us. Thanksgiving is about us being colonized. Thanksgiving is about us being our land, our people being Holocaust and genocided and wiped out in the name of stealing our land overall. In a land of hate. What kind of people would do this after we help y'all survive? If it wasn't for us, you suckers would be dead. But you would pay us with smallpox and land and gun squads, sending soldiers to divide us up. And this right here, okay, like me show you. This is what they were doing, coming to our villages with these soldiers, these British, these niggas with the long boots, getting us to come out to the front, all our men, and then slaughtering our men and taking our women and children as prisoners so they can rape them and have kids by them, and then say and use those kids to get them the reservation. The women that wanted to get down, they killed them. But the women that did, they raped them and worked them as slaves, took them as slaves. And anybody else, some of the men they took and captured them and made them slaves, and then changed their name to African American, Negro, and color. I said that y'all ain't no Indian, you ain't no Shinnecock, you ain't no Massachusetts, you ain't no Muskogee, you a nigger, you a African American, or you just African. At first you just was nigger, you just a nigger, nigger color, spook. Right? So we celebrate that. Close my door. Get out of here, bro. Get you go and get you something to drink at the icebox. Close my door. So they line us up, come up to our villages, and these where they'll lock us in these camps. They'll build these camps and capture all us, lock us in, then they'll come in that night, take all of us out, and then slaughter us. The Moors were doing this. The Moors, dirty Moors, niggas that look just like me and you. Keep that in your mind. Niggas that look like us was doing this, not just white folks or what they calling white folks. A lot of these people came, a lot of these Caucasians came later as mercenaries hired by King George and them. King George and them hired these niggas, these mercenaries, to come over here and lay it down on us. Keep in mind, we got done in by our own people, man. Our own people did us. So Thanksgiving is about genocide. Thanksgiving is about stealing and colonizing us. So, but now, over time, we as Nubians have converted that holiday into a positive holiday where we now meet up as families. Like a lot of people, like me, I be busy all year round, so I don't get a chance to just go and just sit at somebody's house and just kick it with your family and talk, catch up. So during this time, the Thanksgiving, when we as Nubians over here now, or as natives who forgot who we were, who forgot about this information because they told us a bunch of crap about Thanksgiving. They didn't tell us the truth that it was genocide and it pretty much started war. This is what a war, when Rod Hayes said the Gullible Wars and all those wars, Seminole Wars, this what sparked this. Once the people on the West Coast, once our Native American, once the smoke call went out, once the call went out on the land that, hey, these suckers trying to kill us and wipe us out. A lot of people left their homes in Louisiana and Texas and other parts of the Midwest to come and help us fight these people. Because like Rod Hayes say, Noble Drew Ali said they came in on the left, the east side, which is why he pointed that picture to the east. So they came in on the east. So we came in to fight these niggas to stop them. Right? And so some of us left our homes. And at the same time, while we fighting these people, we being backdoored by the French on the Louisiana Purchase under the abandoned property law. And so they sent Lewis and Clark to survey our land so they can steal it because they say, oh, yo, nobody really lives here. These people we all fighting these suckers these dirty suckers who were trying to wipe us out, leaving our homes so they come in back doors in the Louisiana Purchase and take our land and say, oh yeah, they left there and abandoned their land. But we didn't abandon our land. A lot of them got captured as prisoners of war. We wasn't slaves, we were prisoners of war, nigga. We was the prisoners of war, not slaves. Moors could never be slaves. We're not Slavics. We're not from Russia. We were prisoners of war. For real, man. And so they backdoored us while we was out here fighting in the Seminole Wars. We were fighting in the Gullah Wars. We fighting these people. And at the same time, they backdooring us and surveying our land. Lewis and Clark and Ben York, who was one of our ancestors who sold us out, who was a Moor. Ben York was a Mulattian Moor. We'll get into it, man. I don't want to get too we ain't trying to like excite you up on that. We ain't doing up trying to, because people they YouTube don't like that when they say we ain't exciting nobody to do nothing. We're just telling you the history of the real Thanksgiving. Real Thanksgiving is genocide. What do we think? We can't thank them for giving us what? They gave us smallpox and bullets and bullets to the dome. They gave us a bullet to the dome and smallpox. So what's thanks for giving about that? They slaughtered our women and children, took our horses and our land. What's Thanksgiving about that? And the people who did it to us, they weren't white. They niggas was niggas that look like us, but they ain't us, like Rod Hayes said. They were Moors who came from Look at these niggas. They got the British uniform on. They want to keep you from knowing who you are really truly, so they got to make everybody white. They want to tell you that the real Moors were dark-skinned niggas. These people march playing drums. They got a drum. They had a drum section for their warrior clans. And all you niggas today at these high schools and colleges got drums for your band, and your band dressed like British guards. Caucasians can't march and play drum at the same time. They don't got no rhythm. Niggas march and play drums at the same time. Africans play drums when they go to war. Where did they got it from, man? You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop the violence, man. Leprechaun. We'll get to the leprechaun too. The leprechaun shit come from the Warnings. The Warnings and the Twa man with Bess, and some of them people migrated to Iceland and Ireland area, and they live underground in advanced cave systems. The original tribe, Sinclair and them live in Ireland. And then you got another group that which is Sinclair's son and his group, because they got different caverns all over. One of their caverns is down in El Paso. Lucky told me all this about that, and then I read some of it about it in the Holy Tablets. So what else y'all want to talk about, man? Before we get out, I think we pretty much covered everything on Thanksgiving. If you got any questions, if we got the last 15 minutes, we'll take questions and answers if you got any questions towards this. Or if you got anything else you want me to add to this that you might know, because like I say, I don't know everything, but I'm gonna tell you what the ancestors telling me about this right now. That this was a genocide. This was a manslaughter. This was hell. They brought hell to us. We had heaven before they came. And they brought hell. The Moors, the dirty Moors, the Morons, who wanted to steal our land and colonize us, the 13 colonies, the Etruscans. This started the war, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, like what I was telling you, Rod said that we had to go fight these people to help our ancestors that were being, our family members that were being attacked on this East Coast by these beings that landed on Plymouth Rock, starting right there. And then they put a Trojan horse on us with Monteoka by getting John Rolfe to marry her, and then the son, Thomas Rolfe, coming back and bringing his family member who were Moors, and then they began mixing in with us, and that's how they infiltrated us from within. And then once they got into the tribe, they started auctioning and selling off our land. They worked their way up to get to chief, or didn't even become chief, just killed anybody that they just marked themselves as a chief, and anybody didn't like it, they put a bullet in their head, and then they started auctioning our land off to King George now. Yeah. Talking about us on this land over here. Right? Says I found out that my great-grandfather was one of those first black from Great Britain. Yeah, that's right. A lot of them got the receding hairline that come from the Dogons, because really the Moors that was in Great Britain, they really Afar people. Like King George, he was from the Afar people. His dad was the Afar, and his mother was a Bantu person. So look, the original Great Britain bloodline goes all the way back to the Afar and the Bantu people mixing in, and that created these Great Britain, and they were Moors. Why? Because the Afar were mixed in with these beings, the tribe of Shabazz, who came out of the land of Ora Chaldea. And in the old language, the abbreviation MU means one who's of, like Musalam, right? So it means like one who's of peace. That's what a Muslim is, one who's of peace. So they were calling these beings that came out of Ora, which was a city of fire, Chaldea. They were calling them Mu Ora, Moors, beings from Chaldea, those of Chaldea. And so those beings mixed in with the Nubians who was the newborns that were in, and we got to break this down on a genetical series tape. They mixed in with those people, those Hindus or those tribal Shabazz mixed in with those jumped off when they disagreed with Shabazz and his clan disagreed with Yakub. 60 and 59,999,000, including Yakub including Shabazz made 60,000. And those people left and started jumping off around the coastline of Africa. We already broke that down. Well, one of them jumped off in that land right there where the Afar people at, where they weren't called the Afar then. We already broke it down. There was the Bantu, or another mix. And then they mixed in with these Hindu people and became known as the Somalians. The Somalians mixed in with the Danako, which was a big head beings with receding hairlines, which was Yakub came from. And then they became known as the Afar people then. So you can look at the features. We already broke that down. And then, so those people are got Hindu in them, right? And so they really Moors. So King George III, his dad, Fredericks, was from those same people. So he was a Moor, based on, he was mixed in with those people from Oral Chaldea. So that's what made King George a Moor, coming down from the bloodline of the Moors in Great Britain. See what I'm saying? We don't want to crack niggas' head too hard, man. Hey, if you want to show us some love, man, send us a donation, bro. We take $5, $10, whatever you got. Hey, let me see. We shout out a couple people, man. Let's see. Yeah, so this is what's happening, man. So now as we go right now, and we celebrate, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm still gonna celebrate Thanksgiving because I like Thanksgiving. It's more to I know, even though I know this history of hey, shout out Joanne, man, for the donation. Shout out Michelle White. Shout out my brother Mark Cooper. I love you, brother Mark. So peace and love to all those people. If you got something you want me to go over, just drop it in the chat and I announce it for you. Okay, it says we have horses. Yeah, horses, right, Sister Karima. That was most of our horses. That's why horses is one of our animals that's over here. Like horses is native to other parts of the land, but they mostly over there. And the horse is not good. That's another thing we're gonna look at about geographical location in connection with animals. Because me and Rod Hayes was talking about it the other night on the tape we put out, the open vortex question and answer. He was really breaking it down in there. But over there on the sand, we really rode camels. We rode camels over there because camels can ride good on sand. One, and camels, they say they store a lot of water in their hump. But it's really that a camel can just got a big stomach and they can store water in their stomach for a long time. And so they don't get thirsty as fast as the horse. So a camel can travel large distances without water. So we use certain animals depending on the geographical location we was in, based on the terrain and all that. So like a horse, I have a horse a fucking tire quick on sand versus the way a camel is built. A camel is built to make it on sand. So we use horses over here more instead of the camels. We also use donkeys over here. We mostly use a horse to carry everything, and not really donkeys. A donkey is really a crossbreed animal. A donkey is a crossbreed with a horse, and I think it's a jackass. So I think it's a jackass, which is in a similar family as the horse. Oh yeah, so appreciate you. Hey, so keep in mind when we celebrating this year. I mean, like I say, I'm gonna still celebrate Thanksgiving. Why? Because I like to meet up with my family. I'm gonna go by my grandma's house, give me some peanut butter. I'm gonna call my grandma. Matter of fact, I'm already gonna get her set up. I want to make that peanut butter cake. I ain't gonna even fake with you. That peanut butter cake and probably that peach cobbler. And probably a honey bun cake too, though. So it's like the one time that we eat like, you know, some cake. Like we really don't even eat bread, like cornbread, none of it. But like during this time of the year, we eat that dressing and like a whole bunch of other shit that they might have. Like I know I cook broccoli cheese casserole. But yeah, so you can have like we're gonna try to talk to Lifeway tonight though, so I can try to incorporate more of an alkaline. Because like I have changed my recipe around to more alkaline. My broccoli cheese casserole, but I want to substitute something for the cheese. Like I found the cheese, but it don't work as good. So I want to be able to substitute something for the cheese. So I'm gonna get at Lifeway tonight when we go live and ask him some of his ingredients for us to substitute some of these things that we use for Thanksgiving. So we want to make this Thanksgiving. I want you to have a more like not you ain't necessarily gotta be vegan. I just want you to incorporate more healthy ingredients, like substitute something for sugar, like substitute raw honey, brown sugar instead of black sugar, white sugar. A lot of y'all already doing it. Use a certain type of rice, king rice, or a certain type of thing for rice instead of using white rice or white sugar, white bread, and you know what I'm saying? So we want you to incorporate new types of things into this. So I think we could. Let me see if I got any questions in the chat, man. Yeah, it's like to me, like I'm gonna show y'all when I cook all the shit that we're gonna cook. I'm gonna incorporate all the healthy ingredients, and we're gonna probably talk to Lifeway tonight to ask him what is he gonna have for Thanksgiving since he's straight vegan, right? I'm about maybe 80% vegan. Most of the time I'm vegan, but like we do eat baked salmon and baked fish. Sometimes like fresh caught fish though, like from the lake, like white perch. So yeah. And we do have every like 2 weeks, like some junk food. So like we gotta, but my wife said she's gonna get ready to cut that day off. So I don't know if the boys are gonna be happy about that. But they'll get over it. Well, she don't buy it, right? Yeah, so this Thanksgiving, we're gonna try to make it more of a instead of making all this heart attack shit. We're gonna try to make like we already good on the vegetables and things, you know, pretty much. And this vegetables and these colors vibrate with the sacred chakra. This fall season is dealing with the cleansing of the sacred chakra. So peaches, peach cobbler, carrots, even though they're hybrid and they really are acidic, sometimes acidic can be used as a cleaner. You can drink some carrot juice to cleanse your body out. Carrot juice is a cleanser. Even though, like I say, it's acidic, it's a cleanser. So you're going to have to re-alkaline once you get the acidic in you. Like sweet potatoes, they orange and they really high alkaline though. See what I'm saying? So you got some orange foods that's what dude name with the anarchic class. I think his name is talking about my brother B-Dale, young cat, man. Shout out B-Dale, man. Putting in the work on the anarchy joint, man. Says I never knew peanut butter cake existed. Right. Hey, man, I promise you, if I give a man, they say, nigga, you bought my grandma peanut butter cake, man, you will eat the whole cake, bro. You will get sick, bro. I'm telling you, going crazy on that. That shit so she make it from scratch. And that peanut butter cake so fire, bro. I'm talking about don't be and had you like, you know, because we have a couple drinks. On Thanksgiving, we kick it with the family. We have a drinks. We out there kicking it. And don't have you like a drink or two. No, like you ain't got to be faded, but they have you a drink, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know how your food, everything tastes good almost. You know what I'm saying? When you got that little drink, everything tastes good. But don't have no drinking and bump that peanut butter cake, nigga. You're going to be stuck in the kitchen, licking your fingers, eyes rolling in the back of your head. Like, man, what the hell she put in this cake, bro? Woo! this cake is, woo, Rick Flair, woo. That cake Ric Flair, bro. I'm telling you, those who got that big mama to cook their peanut butter, oh yeah, that dressing, banana pudding, right? The dressing is my shit, Lakeisha, that dressing. Man, that dressing and that cranberry sauce, man, I'll tell you, nigga be stomach be 10 extra pounds on Thanksgiving off of damn straight dressing. My grandma cooked that dressing. Yeah, but it's like we say, we talked about the origin of it. If you're just not coming in, you have to go back. The origin is genocide, really. It's Spanish Inquisition. It's, you know what I'm saying, really. You know what I'm saying, really, really. It's to steal these niggas' land. Let's wipe them out. Let's kill them. And they Indian givers, they call us Indian givers. Why? Because the shit that y'all gave us had smallpox on it. That's why we gave it back, nigga. We gave it back because it had smallpox on it. We ain't no Indian givers. We don't give niggas shit and take it back. But we gave that shit back. Why? Because you try to wipe us out with the diseases. So that's why we'll call y'all, you Etruscan Moors, you English children call us Indian givers. They gonna give us something, ain't gonna take it right. They gave us, we give them, they gave us something and we took it right back. Or we give them something and we take it right back. Indian givers. Nah, nigga, we get that shit back because it had smallpox on it, nigga. And it was 500 million new dark-skinned natives, Washita native Moors. And then even farther than that, going into Yamasee, because before these black dark-skinned pilgrims came over here, the Yamasee tribe was already formed, because keep in mind, Abu Bakr was coming over here in the 1300s. And Mansa Musa and them. So the Yamasee Native Americans was already formed too before the war took place. Even though we had a war we was warring with these guys during the Yamasee wars. That's part of the same shit when they started wiping us out after Thanksgiving, after they landed on Plymouth Rock and started trying to wipe us out. So talk to your people. If you're gonna be cooking to yourself at your own spot, right? Try to incorporate more hip, like I say, that broccoli cheese casserole. Shout out Rena, man, for the donation. Shout out Rena. Keep in mind, use more healthy ingredients this year. Don't be using white sugar. Don't be using these different additives. They are try to find how to cook your cake from scratch. So you win, because in those box cakes, it be extra ingredients that you really don't need. That just really to poison you. It's really to poison you. If your big mama still living, your grandma still living, go over there right now. You got time before Thanksgiving. Get your ingredients together. Go in the lab. Write your shit down. Say, oh, I can make this cake. Like I saw, shout out to Phil Felder and his wife, right? May their family be blessed. I saw his wife make alkaline brownies, vegan alkaline brownies, and they looked just like the real brownies, and I bet you they was fire. So shout out to Phil Felder and his wife. She's making alkaline brownies on her YouTube page. I can't remember her YouTube page name right now, but if you go to the Phil Felder, you probably can find her page. Yeah, but it's different recipes out here already on YouTube. You don't got no excuse, or I don't know how to do it. You ain't even got to go to Big Mama really no more. They got the Big Mama's recipes step by step on YouTube now. You got to do is type in how to make peanut butter cake from scratch, or how to do this from scratch. And then once you figure out how to do it, then you substitute some of the ingredients with healthier ingredients. That way you can pig out, but you pigging out healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's like probably like an oxymoron, but hey, yeah, dressing, macaroni, sweet potato, green bean, cornbread. Hey, man, I am TK, man. Hey, you talking, man? Let's make a cookbook. Yeah, hey, look, tonight we're gonna talk about that. We might do that, man. tonight we're gonna talk about that on the Lifeway class. We might need to do that, man. So this is gonna be lit, bro. So even though we probably gonna still celebrate Thanksgiving, because I say still celebrate it because it's a family day, really. We giving thanks just that we still living, that we still got our family after this damn Holocaust. We should be thanking that we still living and still got our family, can still build our family after this Holocaust. And then we need to thank on to educate our other family members on really what Thanksgiving is. It's a fucking genocide Holocaust on our people, man. To steal our land, to colonize us. So we already broke, like if you're just not coming in, you late, you just go back to the first beginning of the tape and you get the breakdowns that we showed you. But they gave us a dinner to thank us, and when they thanked us, they gave us gifts with smallpox to wipe us out. Genocide, Spanish Inquisition, alchemical situations against us. This later on, this stemmed up to the wars, but we had to fight them, like we said, and they backdoored us to steal our land under the abandoned property law, and that's what the Louisiana Purchase and Lewis and Clark and them surveying our damn land. Really, Lewis and Clark is really, go watch Brokeback Mountain and you'll see what Lewis and Clark is all about. Lewis and Clark, what Brokeback Mountain is all about, man. Let's think about that. We only can say so much. Two white boys traveling together. Think about that. Brokeback Mountain. We about to get up out of here, man. Like I said, if you want to show us some love, don't do the super chat, man. We're gonna talk about Black Friday too. We're gonna probably do one called Black Friday, just specifically called Black Friday, Jimmy Smith. So I know y'all, hey, all them women, they can cook out there. You know, hook us up. That caramel cake my grandpa used to make, man. What you talking about, Lakeisha? She said that caramel cake, my granddad. I can see how you said it, that your eyes roll back in your head thinking about it. Bite down off into that joint, man. Especially when it's hot, fresh out the oven. You get you a slice of that joint, then you bite down into it. Hey, it's a dude that do like he's like one of them E guys. He go around and do all the E commercials, but when he bite down, but his signature move is when he bite down into it and his facial expressions. When you eat some cake or whatever, because there's love in it. When your grandpa, your big mama cook them cakes and greens and things, and you bite down to it and your eyes roll and your facial expression change, that's how you know it's energy, it's emotions, it's emotions in that food. Some people, that's really what soul food is. Soul food is food that got energy and it's got emotion in it. This other food, you can tell, you can eat certain food, they don't got that emotion in it. And you don't get that from it. Your facial expression don't change and then while you eat it. But then it's a food that got that emotion in it. When you eating it, your facial expression got that energy in it. When you eating it, your facial expression change and shit. Like, man, this shit right here is so freaking good. Like that there. So I know my wife gonna cook. I taught my wife how to cook the greens. I got my green recipe from my big mama. My big mama used to add apple cider vinegar in her greens, and that's the one of the secret moves. I ain't gonna tell nobody everything, but if you don't add apple cider vinegar in your greens, in your collard greens, your cabbage greens, add apple cider vinegar in your cabbage greens, man, and watch how them motherfuckers come out, bro. Put you about 1 to 2/3. Well, I say 1/3 of a cup. 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar in your greens, man. Watch that they have on the back end. Man, look, when I went to Texas, they was out there cooking greens. They ain't know nothing about that apple cider vinegar shot, man. Got down there, I say, oh yeah, y'all know what y'all missing. Y'all missing this apple cider vinegar shot. Boom, drop that up in there. And man, when they say, oh yeah, that's what we were missing right there, that just made our greens fire like a mud, bro. Take care for they. Yeah, man, look, I said, look, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us because they ain't sending out our notifications. We got 20,000 people. We're going up to 22,000 people right now, and they ain't sending everybody our notifications, man. You know what they're doing with us. They don't want you to know this type of information. But at the same time, we could just be tripping. It just we got to get on that algorithm. That's why I'm putting out all these tapes with the Charleston. What people say that's he just trying to distract us. Nah, I'm putting out there because the new mission is we ain't gonna tell you the new mission, but we on the algorithm though. We on to the algorithm. The algorithm is you got to put trending topics. My wife told me. So I'm gonna start doing more trending topics. Plus, we're gonna do these classes where we bring you straight, you know what I'm saying, the information. Right. So we'll be back at about 5 o'clock I ain't gonna tell you, I ain't gonna say that, but I know for sure we're gonna have to be back for the Lifeway class at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 o'clock, because Lifeway want to do it at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So be on for sure. Like I'm gonna be back at 5 o'clock, probably do another class, but if for not, we're gonna be back on at 8 o'clock for sure. So check back with me at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. They're gonna be a class, and then check back with for sure. If you can't catch the 5 o'clock class, for sure come back in at the class for 8 o'clock tonight Eastern Time with Lifeway. That shit's gonna be lit. When I tell you it's gonna be super lit, it's gonna be lit. So like I say, you want to show us some love? Don't do the super chat. Drop it in the Cash App or PayPal, man. Plus, we still got all 8 books by the young elder for $45 donation to the Cash App or email. Cash App or PayPal. Leave your emails in a link. $45 donation. All 8 books will send to your email in PDF form. So stay tuned. We got so many hot tapes coming out this month. It's crazy, man. I already got them already lined up. All I got to do is just click on them and do them. Just like I had when I dropped that 70 tapes that month. We're gonna hit the ground running this month. So we out. We're gonna come back with the Pocahontas story too. They're gonna tie into this. That's why we only went in a little bit on this. We're gonna go more in on when we do the story of Pocahontas. We're gonna go more in connection with the Thanksgiving thing. So peace and love, man. We out. We love you all. Shalom. Ashug, divine love throughout the boundless universe.